Good evening, everybody, and welcome here to the Sports Talk Network with this channel. I do talk about all type of sports, right from or talking about NASCAR, NFL, the major sports, along with pro wrestling and WWE. I have my Raw reviews each and every week, right after Monday Night Raw. I usually like to do it right after. Sometimes circumstances arise, I do them later, whatever. Then SmackDown Live reviews, 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern, here on this very channel, and then the podcast. That's a link to these reviews. Steve's Wrestling Ramble every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. So if you're a football fan, wrestling fan, NASCAR fan, baseball fan, whatever you're a fan of, whatever team or athletes in regards to WWE, if you support, you're more than welcome to be here because I want more subscribers to be able to interact with more people. It's not for fame. It's not for any of that BS. It's for interaction. I like talking with people. I know it's a crazy thought. I like talking with people about football. I talk to people about pro wrestling. I talk to people about whatever other things I like to talk about. Because also on this channel, if people do peruse, I do talk about some TV shows. So I do dabble in things. I mean, heck, I have a second channel called Animated Awesomeness that talks about kids' cartoon shows, for God's sake. So I talk about a plethora of things. Some things you might not give a crap about, and things you might enjoy that you haven't even thought you might. So definitely welcome to check all that stuff out. Also, a note to my NFL fans, friends, and others, and fans of whatever. My NFL podcast, Steve's Our Talking Packers with Steve. That podcast will be returning near the end of August here with my review of the season, as I always do. The first episode is always a banger. Review the whole season, my predictions for all 32 teams, records, playoffs, my Super Bowl predictions, all that jazz. Hope to have a plethora of guests for that one to talk NFL. Hopefully, maybe even having a representative for each of the 32. Though I do at least know one person from each 32 that are fans that are either our YouTubers or otherwise. But here, let's talk about WWE. Let's talk about Monday Night Raw because that's what this review is. WWE Monday Night Raw from this week, the night of August 6, 2018. Raw's book. Now we're going to be talking about it. And actually, this time, for the first time ever, having a guest on this Raw review. Unfortunately, my team is not here for these reviews, or some have to go to sleep or work early, and other reasons that they're not here, but they usually are here for the Thursday podcast. Just letting to share that for those that are watching this for the very first time that are coming over here from my guest's channel, from his channel. So without further ado, before I keep rambling in circles, let's welcome our guest tonight from his YouTube channel, Black Man on Twitter at Clack Off. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. I will kick up the slack for the guys that can't be here today. Don't worry, I got your back there. We're going to talk about Raw in all its glory, or how you say unglory, because it's going to be a very interesting subject, because you love talking about WWE Raw, all its positives, and I like to do the opposite. So it's going to be a very flavorful podcast today. Wouldn't you agree?
I definitely agree. That's never a bad thing, right? Yin and yang makes for a great episode. I mean, if yin and yang, maybe it might work, in the head because of everybody agreeing, but yin and yang, it makes for something entertaining, whether we strongly disagree on something or otherwise. But let's start off with what started off Monday Night Raw, and Raw kicking off with Kurt Angle announcing Baron Corbin versus Roman Reigns. So you have Roman Reigns coming out there. It seemed like Kurt Angle was going to, I don't know, strip Brock or think about stripping Brock of the championship, but no, that's not going to happen. Roman's not going to be in trouble for attacking Corbin with that one-man sucker punch last week either.
Yeah, I love the way they ignored that completely the entire night. They ignored that completely, and they even egged it on even more in the middle of the show. Roman Reigns took another sucker punch at an authority figure, and they completely ignored that. Meanwhile, like another day, another person, you'd have been suspended, you'd have been fired, you'd have lost your opportunity, but no, not even that. So Roman gets to do all these things in the world there, and nobody says a damn thing to him, and they wonder why we hate this guy so much. Ugh.
Yeah. But I think the reason that they're going to use to be all right because it's just Baron Corbin. He's just this puppet authority figure, but the real authority figure is Stephanie McMahon. You know what I mean? So in that way, maybe that's how they'll explain it away. You know, again, on my side of the positive.
They didn't try to explain the way. That's the problem. They didn't even try to explain the way. That's the issue. They just let this golden boy do whatever he wants there. Meanwhile, Braun Strowman like destroys the set or whatever, and he's suspended or whatever. And I guess that's fine because he's destroying property. But then what happened a couple of weeks ago? Sasha Banks and Bayley have a little tiff in the middle of the ring there, and they have to go to counseling. They're both wrestlers attacking each other in the ring, and there's an issue with that. So you send them to counseling while Roman Reigns is attacking authority figures in the back, not in the middle of the ring there, in the back. And there's no mention of it all, as if there's no decency and no respect for how order works. Oh, come on.
Yeah, but it's not working in really any business, right? If you have more clout or seniority or whatever, or in this case, you know, as you call the Golden Boy, you know, different people, different treatment, whether in kayfabe or in actuality. Right. So I think that's maybe another way, I guess, to explain it away, at least for me and my way of thinking there.
The fact that Raw is a 3-hour show and we have to fill in the blanks for what is like obvious storytelling is just it's very unsettling to me that we have to fill in the gaps ourselves because they're too lazy or too incompetent to do it themselves. To each their own, man. To each their own. That's why, like, I guess Brock Lesnar doesn't watch the show there, and I don't blame him for that. Like, why bother watching a show? Doesn't really care about what they do. Why bother? You don't see. You don't see the cast in The Walking Dead say, I don't watch the show. No, you don't hear that. Breaking Bad. Walter White would say, like, I don't watch Breaking Bad. No, you would never say that. Like, what would your figurehead of your company say you don't watch the product? Oh my God. Anyway, yeah, so like the Raw started off there with Roman being arrogant as usual and Baron Corbin smiling like a douche like he always is. Oh, man. But what did you think of the beginning segment of Raw? What was it, good promo segments? Like, were there any problems in there for you there? Was Kurt Angle acting too cowardly for you? Like, what were you thinking during that segment?
Yeah, that's something I've been kind of harping on a little bit on for the last couple of weeks, even agreeing with Kyrie in the sense of Kurt Angle needing to grow spine and being an authority, standing up to Baron Corbin and Stephanie McMahon, being able, you know, to say his piece. I mean, sometimes even when he tries to do that, it's not believable to me because he hasn't done it in the past. So why should I believe it now that he's going to actually do something when in past, you know, things, again, you know, the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. And me watching Kurt Angle as the GM and his role there in the favorite terms, the past things that he's trying to do to be that way, or even just be the cowardly GM that he's been, I guess whether that be his role, that now I'm supposed to believe that he's going to do something, whether it's to Roman Reigns or to Brock Lesnar, whoever it be that is in whatever situation dealing with him, that am I supposed to believe that he's going to actually do that, right? So, yeah, I not really liking that WWE booking him in that way. I mean, I guess they have them. I guess for Raw, you want to have that battle within the authority. I guess you can say with Stephanie McMahon, Kurt Angle. Now with Stephanie not being there every single week, you got Baron Corbin. That's my thinking of why Baron Corbin was even put in this position. I also do believe Baron Corbin to get a push during or after this, but we'll see on that specifically. But with Kurt Angle and with Stephanie McMahon, you have that dichotomy for Raw. Because you have a 3-hour show. That's how you try to book it, at least on the authority side. SmackDown Live, where you had Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon. Now Paige and Shane McMahon, or I don't even know if Shane's ever coming back.
I don't know.
Paige, they're on SmackDown, right? So different things with the different shows. SmackDown being authority working together, both those bases. And on Raw, your flagship show, which you would think that we would give more shine to and try to build to be a better show. That you have the battle within the authority between now Constable Baron Corbin and GM Kurt Angle. As for the segment overall, I thought it was all right. I mean, got to means to an end, right? Booking of the match that was up next. Kurt Angle enthusiastically saying that with Roman Reigns and Baron Corbin there, and Roman gets the win. So I thought it was all right for an opening segment. Just, you know, kind of.
What did you think when Kurt Angle said, you're still going to fight Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, and you hear the chorus of boos around the arena, and Kurt Angle says to Roman Reigns, kick his ass. Now, I don't know about you, but I was thinking and hoping one of two things. he would change it to a 3-way or a 4-way match, because if he really hates Brock Lesnar that much, that would really stick it to him. Instead of another match with a guy that is getting closer and closer to beating him. Stick him in the 3 or 4-way match there. That'll really teach Brock Lesnar a lesson.
See, I like the idea, but you know what's probably going to happen in the go-home show or next week? Stephanie's going to randomly show up and say, no, Kurt, that's not going to happen. Or Baron Corbin's going to say, on behalf of Stephanie McMahon, no, Kurt, that's not going to happen. You're not going to schedule that match. You can't play favorites, this and that, blah, 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 and that stuff. So as much as that is a good idea, you know already right away that's going to be changed up. It's going to be back to one-on-one, and maybe even pushing it more on, quote-unquote, the Brock side of favor, at least thinking going into the pay-per-view, with the one-on-one contest between Reigns and Brock. I mean, already in the show you had that situation even being brought up with, excuse me, with Baron Corbin bringing up the angle when right after he said that, he said, Kurt, you know, you can't be that way and this and that. And how would Stephanie McMahon feel about that? So if Kurt Angle actually did what you proposed to actually happen after or during this segment, you know, Baron become right, because they would have Baron coming back flip like Stephanie's not going to allow that.
A bunch of yes chants. There's no way they think that a one-on-one match between those two guys that there's no way they think that's going to be right. There's no way that's literally the definition of insanity. There's no way they think that's going to work out. Those two in a one-on-one match. No, there's no way. I mean, like I was thinking about the whole Becky and Carmella thing from SmackDown. They literally robbed Becky of any chance she had to shine by putting Charlotte in the match. They ruined that. I'm like, Becky's time to shine. And then here comes the golden girl of the WWE to be a 3-way match. Great. The first time ever match between Carmella and Becky Lynch on the main roster, and then they insert Charlotte in there as soon as they can. Meanwhile, the 5th match between Roman and Brock, boring as hell, and then they do nothing with it. They do nothing with it. Do you know whether or not SummerSlam has sold out to Barclays? Do you know?
No, I don't know. I haven't heard anything of anything selling out.
Yeah, I'd love to know. I'd love to know that, because I don't think it's going to be a sellout unless they change that main event. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think.
I did SmackDown tickets though. I was checking out SmackDown tickets. You know, $40 for like some lower 4 seats. They're not too bad there. But yeah, that's not too bad for SmackDown. But Raw, nah, I'm good. Not as long as Roman Reigns on there. All right. So what happened in the next segment? The next thing was Baron Corbin against Roman Reigns. And once again in that match, you had the thing that pissed me off last week. You had Baron Corbin doing infinite rest holds to Roman Reigns, that chin lock with the arm up. I'm like, you did the same thing to Balor last week there, and it was like forever and an eternity. You did the same thing to Roman Reigns to pad out that time. I was like, oh God, this is a match? Or is it? Or am I watching two guys sleep? Or is this a wrestling match? I didn't know which one I was looking at.
Yeah, and then the most interesting part of it is when you have Finn Balor show up. I guess it made sense, but to me it was out of nowhere. And getting Corbin to go back in the ring, and then Roman getting the win, and all that other stuff. And then later on, like we talk about with the interaction with Roman Reigns and Corbin again, after the interaction with Seth Rollins, blah blah blah, Roman just simply saying, "Hey, how do your ribs feel? Oh, let me punch you." Boom.
Oh, come on. That's a bully thing to do right there. That's not a nice guy thing. I don't picture Hulk Hogan or Macho Man when he was a good guy. I don't picture a lot of good guys doing that. Oh, it's sore. Here, it hurts some more. Who does that as a babyface? Who does that? Cena. When Cena's like a good guy. Oh, your head hurts there? Slap inside the head there. Who does that as a face? Who does that? No, nobody. Only a prick like Roman Reigns to do that. Oh, I'm not a heel. I'm not a face. I can do whatever I want there. How are your ribs feeling now? Oh, God. Come on.
And then as you go away, he's just saying, hey,
you condone that. Do you condone that as a baby face of the company? The face of the company, oh, it's sore. Here, let me put my fingers in there. What kind of guy does that? Do you condone that as a Roman Reigns kind of guy? You thought it was cool?
I don't condone that, and I don't think that should have went down the way it did.
Like say something like there's a medical office down the corner. Here's an ice pack for you. Something nice. But damn, you just took a cheap shot again at Baron Corbin, the authority figure, and no consequences for the Golden Boy, of course. So yeah, Roll my eyes. All right.
Unless they're changing their tune, instead of making him the next John Cena, they're going to try to make him the next Randy Orton and be a gosh darn tweener where he can do whatever he wants either. So
Yeah. Orton's pretty cool. The whole
Yeah.
ear thing changed everything. That was cool.
Indeed. Now you're talking about glory. It's interesting that Bobby Roode getting a win here on Raw, beating up a Mojo Rawley. Not too much to say, but just bring it up since it was the next match on the show. So good to see Roode getting a win.
Yeah, glorious. He needed a win. Yeah.
Definitely. And I don't know where the ceiling being for Mojo Rawley, but right now I don't care. I'm hoping more for Bobby Roode because he deserves to be higher up on the card on Raw, let alone WWE, than where he is right now being in City. You know,
Mojo and Bobby are now pre-show. They're just known as pre-show. They're pre-show for life, essentially. They're not even worthy of anything. I mean, like, I can already see them being the Andre the Giant Money in the Bank Battle Royal nonsense memorial next year at WrestleMania already. I do not see these two on the main card match. Like, I do not see them doing anything. I mean, like, it's now that, like, there's no way I see Mojo Rawley challenging Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. It's not going to happen. Okay, no. Bobby Roode challenging Braun Strowman at WrestleMania, never going to happen. Maybe on Raw if you're lucky, but I don't. The trajectory for these guys there, it's not going up. It's going down. It's going down. Yeah.
Yeah, for me that's kind of a shame, especially in the Bobby Roode. Like I said, you know, especially a lot are coming out here, especially with his time in short time in NXT, then coming to the main roster and thinking that hey, sky's the limit for him. You'll have big matches at WrestleMania. Maybe not every single year because you know there's so many on the roster, but you know at least somewhat higher up, upper mid card range, maybe going for mid-card championships, IC or US, whatever brand he would have been on, you know, and that would be his trajectory. Maybe that might be his ceiling, but at least that being his ceiling for me, whether or not he was ceiling would ever to be WWE or Universal Champion, but at the very least IC or US champion. And now just the way that things are going, it's not going up, it's going down, and that's unfortunate for me being a fan of Bobby Roode, and more than just the theme song, but just him as a character and him as a superstar. Something I've enjoyed. So to me, individually, personally,
did you get a chance?
Things can change, and maybe
Did you get a chance to enjoy Bobby Roode when he was a heel in NXT and Impact and TNA and all that stuff?
Yeah. I was a fan with him all the way back with TNA. So I didn't watch TNA a lot at any point, but in its heyday, I watched a lot more when you had Kurt Angle, Hogan, Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, all the gambit of the superstars or wrestlers, part of TNA at that time. So I did, even Sting was there for a short time himself. But no, I did enjoy Bobby Roode in TNA and then in NXT as a heel. He was great. At least to me, it certainly was great. And now what they're doing with him, booking him on Raw, it's unfortunate.
Who will turn heel first, him or Roman?
Him.
They are stubborn to a T with that guy. All right. So what was the next match or segment on the card there?
Like I said, for Roman Reigns, he's either going to be face forever or a tweener.
He'll do whatever he wants to do because I believe that the Samoans have some sort of like hold over the company, and they are forcing them to keep pushing this guy as the main event there, even though his matches are not getting the reaction that they want to get. But Roman. I don't think he'll ever be a nice guy. They tried him being a nice guy. It just seems disingenuous when he doesn't seem like he's really into being a good guy. So if anything there, he's going to be a really good heel when he wants to be, because I saw a little bit of his NXT run, his early NXT run, when he was like a suave guy in a business suit there, the nice gold watches, acting like Dwayne Johnson or The Rock at the time. And he was an arrogant son of a bitch. He was an arrogant guy who just didn't want the commentator to say his name. He was just like really cocky and arrogant, and it felt natural for him to be that way, like Orton to be a natural prick, or Roman is a natural prick. But WWE doesn't want that. They want him or some other guy to be the guy, and until they get that guy, it's gonna be him by default. And because WWE is so bad at making stars, they have no choice.
Just imagine this. Remember at that Royal Rumble there in Philadelphia when he won it and The Rock came out to try to garner some cheers? Just picture in Brooklyn, New York, at SummerSlam in a couple weeks, Roman Reigns wins the title, 20-minute match, let's say, wins the championship from Brock Lesnar, and The Rock comes out, and we have almost the exact same thing happening there. Just think of the reactions online and in the crowd.
Yeah.
I mean, that certainly would be interesting. And The Rock, for me, he's my number one favorite. Number two being The Undertaker of all time WWE. But you know, you try out The Rock out there trying to garner favor for Roman Reigns. After all the things you've tried to do in booking this match heading into Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. I mean, for me, again, on the positive side, I'm looking forward to it. The match probably will be pretty dang good. And I know the reactions, I'll just be sitting back and reading all the tweets. Match, let alone whatever the finish is, the winner.
Real quick, your favorite Rock movie, the last three movies he did: Skyscraper, Rampage, and Jumanji. What was your favorite Rock movie of the past 7 months?
Keeping it real, honestly, I would say Jumanji.
Oh, Jumanji? Okay.
That's the one I enjoyed the most and would say my
favorite. I would definitely say Rampage. It was less kid-friendly. And, so I enjoyed that more.
That's true, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's definitely true. But for me, yeah, just Jumanji, maybe because that's just my personality. I like that more type of movies in that sense. Plus,
yeah, it's your type of movie.
The original and then how they did with updating to this era or this Jumanji movie and this and that with the whole entire cast, blah blah blah. So I would say that definitely would be for me my favorite. But moving on for Monday Night Raw, the next segment being, excuse me, Elias in another ring, trying to do his thing, a second documentary on other BS, and Bobby Lashley coming out there. So we got setting up a Lashley Elias match, which I would probably throw on the pre-show at SummerSlam. Why not?
Absolutely.
Well, why don't we just throw all non-title Raw matches on the pre-show, right? Just all the non-title Raw matches that we have set up, have them on the SummerSlam pre-show. And this is me being even trying to be positive. I mean, just Raw has just been bad for a long time, and it's slowly, and again for others not slowly, but for me slowly, pissing me off and annoying me that Raw, being a flagship, can't be good. I mean, even when we were talking earlier, before I said WWE is $1 billion company. I believe they're going to get stuff right.
For themselves.
Right. They're going to get things better. You know, this is all a grand plan. This is all, psycho, trying to get you, psycho analysis, whatever. Pulling wool over eyes, trying to get the smarts and marks and this and that. Like they know what they're doing. So I still believe in that and will believe in that for a while.
I believe that Raw will do really good after every pay-per-view. And then after that Raw, after pay-per-view, they will go into cruise control and they won't care. That's what I believe.
Well, it certainly seems that way in the last couple of pay-per-views. And I think they'll step up their game now that every single pay-per-view is not only dual branded, but every single pay-per-view now being 4 hours. So you think your Raws, let alone also with your SmackDowns, which have been pretty good, to be hitting it on its mark every single week, leading into it, building up your feuds, heading into whatever pay-per-view it is. I don't care. I don't care if it's SummerSlam. I don't care if it's just Battleground. Whatever pay-per-view you have, whatever pay-per-view is coming up, A block pay-per-view, B block pay-per-view, whatever. I want WWE to care about all their pay-per-views, because if they care and give a darn about all their pay-per-views, then their shows will be better. And that's what we all want. Whether it's you or Kyron or others that destroy the company and whatever in what you think and believe to be bad things that are going on, which is fine. Hey, I respect that opinion. I mean, Kyron Heck, but it's just bad for me.
I want the company to do better, but they've had so many opportunities to do so, and they've gone back on their laurels, and they've done the same thing. I and Kyron, we probably can't trust a company that has proven that they really don't care about the long game when it comes to storytelling. It's just like they book for the now, and they pad the shows, and they make the shows longer without having any substance in them. Most of their booking decisions don't make any sense anymore. We're like, remember the whole AJ Nakamura feud there? It made sense for Nakamura to finally win one after their fourth time or whatever, the last man standing match. And then he didn't win there. And then we find out why a day later. It's because AJ was on the cover of the game. What kind of booking is that? That's company agenda booking, not storyline booking. It made sense for Nakamura to win finally. And then that. Oh, by the way, here's a secret thing that you probably didn't know about. Last week on SmackDown, AJ and Nakamura had a dark match. You knew about that?
Oh, no, I actually didn't.
AJ and Nakamura had a dark match, and guess what? AJ, in that dark match, finally blocked the low blow.
In a dark match? Okay.
Yeah. And the crowd went crazy for it. Finally learned to block a low blow. I can't believe it. It wasn't on TV, so nobody saw it. That's WWE logic right there. They do not really care. I mean, like, AJ doesn't wear a cup. He doesn't close his legs right beforehand. He doesn't block with his hand, but between his leg, he doesn't do any of that stuff there. Meanwhile, in New Japan, you got Zack Sabre Jr. freaking like blocking with his freaking knees. Like Yano's coming up behind him, going for the low blow. Nope, just twisting that freaking. I'm like, yo, that's so cool. AJ, week after week, stupid baby faces. There's a lot of podcasters out there that call face in WWE stupid, and you can't disagree with that one. Even Ronda Rousey was suspect to that thing tonight. At the end, I'm not going to say the whole thing because we're not that part of the show yet, but near the end of the night, Ronda Rousey is distracted by Alexa Bliss and almost gets taken out there. Another stupid freaking face. Oscar, stupid face. James Ellsworth, 5 minutes staring at him. I'm like, your match is with the girl and not the boy. Come on, really? She fell for that thing twice. The first time Ellsworth was like in her garb and she was just staring at him and she could not get out of the trance. And the second time was the same thing. I'm like, oh my God. They book faces to look like scarecrows, just staring at nothing.
Back with Lash and Bobby Lash. What are your thoughts on this? Where do you think this is going to go in the summer?
Yeah, their whole feud started because he interrupted him from playing his song. Oh, come on. They sung a lullaby or whatever last week. Okay, and then this week what's his name? Elias. He sucker punched him or whatever with that board in his hand there, beat him up there, and Bobby same old stuff there. It's nothing spectacular, same old stuff there. I didn't see anything special in the segment at all there. It was a big, major waste of time there with him singing and then Bobby interrupting. They're going to do the exact same thing next week. Come on, really? Come on. What do you think of the segment?
Yeah, I didn't have really too much to say. I barely even watched. I had mute and watching something else on my phone while during that whole thing. So I heard much of the stuff that's happening because I really could care less of this feud, and that's why I said throw it on the pre-show at SummerSlam. Why not? Whatever. No, move on.
On the pre-show, 5 minutes, wipe your hands of it, and move on. Next feud.
Exactly. Well, the next thing on Monday Night Raw backstage, Tyler Breeze offering his services.
That was so cute. That was so cute to me. I love that segment. I love Tyler Breeze there begging for a tag team partner because his guy's out there. They didn't say his name, but he was begging for a tag team partner. Seth was looking for a partner. It's so cute that they're finally using Tyler Breeze for something. And what do they do with it? They have Roman come in there and drop the freaking they drop the sledgehammer and bop him into the ground there, shovel his ass out of there. Because Tyler Breeze was looking all cute. He was looking all like, oh, senpai, please, I want to be your partner, please.
Yeah, almost. Yeah.
And then Seth's like, no, I'm going to choose the big dog. And then that's it, moving on. I'm like, oh, come on. You had something with Tyler Breeze. He's good. He's really good. And sledgehammer time. Roman sledgehammer and bopped down to the lower card. That's what he did with it.
Yeah, could have been interesting for sure.
They're both handsome. They're both handsome guys there. They're both handsome guys. Tyler and Seth and everything. Oh yeah, good. We're good.
I was just saying that.
Are you coming in kind of low there?
No, sorry about that. Can you hear me?
Okay, we're good. Here.
I was just saying that Tyler Breeze and Seth Rollins certainly would have made an actual good team, whether it's just for one night or otherwise.
Yeah,
they're actual pretty good workers.
Yeah. I mean, Tyler Breeze could be the comedy guy there, and Seth could be like the annoying older brother kind of thing. They're like, oh, come on, just calm down. And Tyler Breeze is so happy to be there. Seth, it could be great. It could be like same thing with Braun and Tyler Breeze there. Like, oh, what are you doing? Be more serious. and Tyler Breeze just so happy to be there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can picture that. Oh man, but I don't think they see that. I don't think they see money in Tyler Breeze. They should, but I don't think they do. I don't think the higher ups do. So, but the Seth ended with like a fist bump or whatever with the bros and ends. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I ended with that, and then Seth just looking at Tyler because Tyler still has his fist out, the shield fist thing.
Sad.
And
I
then
was sad, man.
and he just takes his arm and just slowly puts it down.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, right down there. Yeah. Oh, come on. Because like WWE wants sympathy for Roman Reigns, right? They always want that. That I felt bad for Tyler Breeze. He was begging. He was trying to sell himself so much, and then he puts his hand out. Please, Senpai, notice me. And Senpai goes, "Go fuck yourself."
Pretty much. That was that sad dog look in his eyes.
Yeah, that's sad, man. I'm like, damn. I want him to appear next week and the week after that, and again and again and again. I feel bad for him. This is way worse than the B team. Remember when B team was like looking for like another senpai, if you will, with Finn Balor and Seth Rollins and everything there? But like, we didn't feel sad for them because they dumped their previous senpai pretty badly beforehand, so we didn't feel anything for him. Right. And that team, and then they made their own B team out of that, the B's for best nonsense, and they want an undefeated streak. And I'm like, I don't. Why would I feel sorry for guys that turned their back to a guy that made them? Why would I feel good for them? Why would I feel good for them? No, I can't. If Tyler Breeze betrayed Fandango and is looking for another partner, we shouldn't feel good for him. But because his partner got, unfortunate into an unfortunate incident there, we feel bad for Tyler. So it's a good way to do sympathy, but hopefully they continue with this. But we'll only see in the future.
Yes, and moving right along, certainly what's interesting with this tag team division, we have Authors of Pain showing up, facing off with a member of Titus Worldwide, Titus O'Neil. I forget which one of the Authors of Pain members faced her.
They took off their flak jackets. So you notice that one? They no longer have their riot gear anymore. They just have like regular T-shirts now. They have no more. There's no more gear.
Yeah, one of them was a T-shirt. The other one at least had a vest on.
No, I looked carefully. It was a different color shirt.
Oh, well, it looked like a vest.
Yeah, the Roman has a
one that was in the match had the T-shirt on, and it looked like on the other one had at least a regular, whatever vest thing.
Yeah, but it's definitely not the same gear as before. Not the same gear at all.
Right.
Yeah. So like Roman only has the official riot gear now. So some executive said only Roman can have that. So you go out there in cotton like everybody else. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, you can't have anyone look like Roman in any way, shape, or form.
Absolutely, no, nobody can. Executive orders can't do it. Sorry.
So whoever else does spears, they may need to take that out of their repertoire.
Yeah, good.
Because no one else can do the spear, I guess, either. Why not? Give it all to Roman.
Yeah, Bobby Lashley does a better spear than him, but he can't do that anymore. I would like to see like a rubber match between those two, like Roman 1-1, Lashley 1-1, get a rubber match in there just to get it over with and see what happens there. I'd like to see that final match. Who has the better spear? Whoever wins keeps the spear. The other one does not have the spear anymore. That'd be great, but they're not going to do that one. So.
Yeah. Now, next up to talk about is something that you were talking about in your live stream during Monday Night RAW. We're catching up closer to the main event of the show. Kevin Owens segment, Kevin Owens show. Kevin Owens bringing back the Kevin Owens show. It's special guest Jinder Mahal, modern day Maharaja, and Singh. And then Braun Strowman interrupting and flipping over the whole entire set. What were your thoughts on the whole entire segment?
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, the Owens has a gift of the gab. He has the true gift of the gab there. He has great control of the microphone, no doubt about that. And Jinder Mahal was just there. He barely said a word. I mean, that's probably the best thing you can do with that segment. Don't have gender talk there. But KO took over everything there, and then out of nowhere, Earthquake happened to meet the platform, and then Timber. There you go. So that was pretty cool. Braun doing Braun stuff.
Yeah, Braun doing Braun stuff. Kevin Owens being great in the mic, and Jinder Mahal not having to talk too much, and Owens putting a shine on him, putting him over. So it all worked for me. Yeah, I mean, I for one, maybe I'm few and far between the ones that actually did enjoy and liked Jinder Mahal's WWE title reign and thought it was pretty good. You know, even in the ways that he went. Now I know Kyron disagrees strongly, but I do think
What did
that
you think of the Nakamura making fun of things that he did?
yeah, that might have been a little bit too far. But the whole winning and winning still in his heel tactical ways that Kyron said, "Oh, just
That
because you win the
was
heel
so
way doesn't make you a good
stupid,
champion."
man.
I thought it was. I
That,
thought,
that, that every contender he fought there fell for the exact same trick. Distraction by the Singh brothers into a Colossus. Every single
well,
one of them.
that's on them.
I'm like, wow.
I
I'm
was
like,
kind of thinking of, hey, that's not Jinder's fault. That's your fault.
wow. I bet the agent took the week off there. They did not try to make that match or that ending very good at all. I'm like, okay. But yeah, he was a good heel champion. I'll give you that one. He's a good heel champion. Got a lot of heat there. But like him making fun of like someone other's culture there when he himself like it's one of those things, it's one of those delusional things where I was like, okay, let's end this. And then the WWE had him beat Shinsuke Nakamura as well after all that stuff. I'm like, damn, this company sometimes, man. Ugh.
And then again, and then I was also one that I was actually looking forward to. They actually would have had that match with that champion versus champion, Brock versus Jinder match way back when, whatever. And then it obviously Styles got the title and it was Brock versus Styles. But
It wouldn't have gone well for Jinder. We all know that one.
well, yeah, I know Brock was going to get the win, but geez, you know, have Jinder in a high profile match against Brock lasting more than 5 minutes, they certainly would have put some shine on him.
The WWE's old traditional ways came into play there, where it was like heel versus heel, and maybe they didn't want to do that dynamic. So like, yeah, I'm guessing they didn't want to do that.
Yeah, part of me doesn't even get why they wouldn't be all right with having heel versus heel or face versus face, when Vince McMahon himself always say, or even as we were talking about with Roman Reigns, when they in WWE and booking of superstars or booking of matches, or like I said, what Vince McMahon said, we no longer have heels or faces, we just have superstars. Well, then why can't we have what supposed to be heel versus heel matches? Could even be greater matches. It could be matches that tear down the house. Maybe not in that situation with Jinder and Brock, but in maybe in other situations.
If they don't have heels and faces, why did Shinsuke need to do the turn at WrestleMania? Why couldn't they just have really good matches there every single time to see who's the best, like a best of 5 series between AJ Nakamura? Why they need to turn him heel and do the whole stupid, like offensive, like me no speaky English thing with him, and low blows like every single week there because AJ's too stupid to wear a cup. Yeah, brilliant storytelling there. Brilliant storytelling. Yeah, make you guy heel, but it's not about being heels and faces.
No, I understand, right? Yeah, you want, you talk, but it's pretty much WWE talking on both sides of their mouths, right? Saying that it doesn't exist, but then still booking your shows in that way, which you would think would make sense. But then why say the other thing when you're still booking it the way of regular pro wrestling ways of having your healing faces in this tournament?
Alexa and Carmella, are they heel or are they face or are they superstars? Good. I'll wait.
They are both heels as female WWE superstars.
Yeah, so much for McMahon's plan. And Becky Lynch, is she a heel, a face, or a superstar?
Becky Lynch is a female WWE superstar that currently right now is a face that certainly I think is going to turn heel at SummerSlam.
There's so many different things I can go to, but there are clearly still heels and faces in this company, and this company needs to learn how to do one or the other properly, because currently it looks like they're struggling to find out what's good and what's bad. I mean, like Roman could be a good heel, but they're I don't know. Maybe he himself doesn't want to do that. But I think in an interview he said he said that he knows he would be a good heel, but right now not the time. So
yeah, it's not in the plans.
Yes,
the greater plans or whatever that to be. I am just gonna say this right now here live on air before we move on with here. It kind of sucks because I know you're talking about how you probably wouldn't, because the SummerSlam prediction show, Kyron and the boys, Kyron and Raunchy especially, and Mark Rambo. Though obviously you did say you probably wouldn't do that because predicting of a main card show. But I was just thinking of how great that would have been because those guys and how those are, think like you in that way. Than me trying to be the, positive Sally over here.
prediction shows aren't really my thing, but at the same time, we'll see what happens like on that day, that time, because he said, what is it, Sunday? Sunday?
Well, the show is on Sunday. I usually do the podcast on Thursday, but hey, if I can have Thursday, have you with my team, you can do whatever, for whatever's best.
Thursday's okay with me. Wednesdays are not good for me. Fridays are not good for me, but Thursdays are fine. Yeah, that's cool.
All right. Well, anyways, let's. Hey, look at that. We figure we plan things here live on the show, or at least tentatively planning things live on the show. But anyways, let's move back in. No, go ahead.
But yeah, keep going.
Oh no, I didn't want to. It sounded like I cut you off.
We're good.
Okay, I didn't know if you wanted. Okay, anyways, moving on. Jinder Mahal, or the match happening from that segment, because even Kevin Owens saying that that's going to have Jinder Mahal facing against Braun Strowman. Jinder Mahal beating Braun Strowman by disqualification after Braun accidentally hit Jinder with the Money in the Bank briefcase. And after the match, Braun attacking Jinder and Snow Singh. And the announcers bringing up again, if he does this at SummerSlam, Kevin Owens gets the win, and he will be taking the briefcase, being KO in the bank, or whatever kind of stick they're going to put with that. But what are your thoughts on that match, and how do you think that's going to go moving on, at least from right now, to SummerSlam?
There's no way Braun's losing that briefcase at SummerSlam. There's no way. They're planting too many seeds on how many ways he can lose it. There's no way he's going to lose it. There's no way. The match itself, there was like a regular Jinder Mahal match that was like running away, Braun trying to catch him, cat and mouse kind of stuff, and nothing spectacular. So I don't. There's nothing much to talk about in that match.
Last week I would have said something different, and I did in my Raw review that it seems like that I would want to have Kevin Owens get the win and take the briefcase from Braun Strowman. But if this continues as it has, with Braun Strowman taking these quote unquote L's with DQ wins with Jinder Mahal and Jinder Mahal again, and just this continuing, and that being what the announcers build up, with SummerSlam. Oh, this happens at SummerSlam. If this happens at SummerSlam, then you get to SummerSlam, and he just flat out wins clean. Like, that's where it seems like it's going to me. Like a week ago, I was on the other side with Kevin Owens getting the win, but now with what happened this week and what it seems like they're doing, like we'll see what happens next week, blah blah blah, that maybe or probably Strowman to keep that briefcase. Though Kevin Owens would have made a good briefcase holder, but then again, most people would say, well, if that was the case, Steve, why wouldn't they have Kevin Owens just win at Money in the Bank? So, I get that side of the argument as well.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, moving right along, something that we already kind of discussed, well, not kind of, but we did. Baron Corbin announcing that Stephanie McMahon has forbidden Roman Reigns to compete twice tonight, or else he'll forfeit his Universal Championship match at SummerSlam. Ooh. And it'll be Seth Rollins facing off against Ziggler and McIntyre in the handicap match, and that match happening right after. Anyway, so we'll talk about the segment, if you want, and the handicap match itself.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on those?
On the handicap match itself there, didn't really see too much about the handicap match itself there, because I was really waiting for Dean to show up. Like, come on. I'm like, Dean, come out there to save him. Roman can't do it. This second week in a row, they forced Roman to not compete not be there in the latter part of the show, the third hour part of the show. So, I wasn't really interested in, a 2-on-1 beatdown per se. With Seth Rollins and these guys there, because if you're not on the same level as a Roman Reigns or The Rock, you're likely going to lose to two people in a handicap match. But I wasn't really feeling this match. Was there anything in the match, yourself, did you notice that was actually cool or really worth going back and watching? Or was it just a regular beatdown with regular moves? Because I don't really see a point of caring about the match.
Yeah, I mean, I just thought it was regular match, regular beatdown sort of thing. I didn't see anything really worthy of to rewatch it. Though you have Ziggler and Seth Rollins, who along with Drew McIntyre, I guess he was there, that definitely could hold the show and definitely be a match that could be match of the night when we get to SummerSlam with their contest. But in this specific handicap match, nothing that was extraordinary or great in this handicap match. And I as well, especially as a big fan of the Lunatic Fringe, Dean Ambrose, was looking forward to having him back. But I'm still on the hopes, and kind of even said on Twitter, that Dean probably to return either at SummerSlam or the Raw after. Either way, hopefully to have him back then, and I can't wait.
Should be good.
It should be great for sure.
Yeah, because Dean is a very colorful character, and Raw needs a little bit more hype. I mean, the hypest things of Raw every week there are Braun and KO. It's the same thing every week with those things. They're the shards of the show. Dean coming back there, he's another good spotlight character for the show. So so the more the merrier for Raw. That's all good. Hopefully he comes back sooner than later.
All right, and then you have the injury on the women's side with Ronda Rousey and the Alexa Bliss feud heading to SummerSlam. The Sasha Banks and Bailey situation. How that intrigue of whatever that's going to go to.
Were they in the show tonight, Sasha Bailey?
Yes, they faced the Riot Squad. Ruby Riot came back.
What? I didn't know about that. Okay, cool.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they had that tag match that was promoted before the show, and then Riot Squad getting the win because Ruby coming out of nowhere, taking out the jacket. Oh, look, it's Ruby, yay! And Sasha being distracted by that, and then Morgan getting the roll up 1-2-3, so roll up pin. So that's how Riot Squad getting the W and looking like
roll up pin, awesome.
I know, right? Isn't that the way to win always?
Ooh.
But moving on, what was actually next? It was the B Team versus the Revival in tag team action, which didn't actually have a finish because lo and behold, we have Bray Wyatt and Woken Matt Hardy showing up. And next week on Raw, we'll have the multi-tag team superstar match of awesomeness with Woken Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt facing up against the B Team against the Revival for the Raw Team Championships.
Woo.
So we're having that match already. I don't know if you've seen, I'm sure you have, and others of the tweet from Broken Matt Hardy, kind of thanking fans, this and that, and then talking about other things that's going on with him. So is he retiring? What's going on there? Did I see him on Raw? Then, oh, maybe not. Oh, we're going to have the match next week for the title match? Not at SummerSlam? Okay, that's interesting. Like for me, my head, as it always is, my mind's always racing and thinking here specifically in this situation, are they having this match early because of whatever was found out from Matt Hardy going to a doctor, or just because they're going to have a cluster mess finish and just have this match again at SummerSlam? I don't know.
Well, the status with Broken Matt Hardy is up in the air. That he was saying like his goodbyes, but he's essentially just saying on Twitter that nothing lasts forever. So don't expect him to keep wrestling all the time. So like he's essentially giving us like a countdown that he's going to retire sooner than later. So that's fine because like it could be a year from now, it could be a month from now. We don't really know, but like it's not going to be forever there. He had some surgery and then like some things fused in his spine. So like he's on borrowed time per se. So for wrestling wise, so it's a sad thing to see like Matt Hardy go. But his WWE did wrong by the Woken character. He wasn't as cool or popular as he was in Impact Wrestling, and it doesn't matter how much money you have in the company. But if you don't care about a character, it's going to show on TV, and they don't really care about Woken Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt. They just don't care. The final deletion thing that they did, that was cool. And then it was never going to happen again. They stole JB from Impact Wrestling after he was there for like 15 years or whatever, and he's in WWE now doing nothing. I haven't heard about or seen about him since then. He came in there to help, I guess, produce the deletion thing with Bray Wyatt, and nothing else since then. So, yeah. Oh, in case you don't know, Impact Wrestling essentially is in like an insane asylum. It's pretty much an insane asylum over there. It's pretty much that one. There's not a single person on that roster that's sane. There's no one sane over there. They have no GMs. They have no warden. Just crazy over there. That's why I like watching it.
The inmates running the asylum, I guess.
Pretty much.
To be honest, to be frank, now again for me being the positive one, I have said countless times on my show and on this channel with Bray Wyatt and with the New Day. Bray Wyatt longer than the New Day, but their act is getting old to me, and I'm not really a big fan of Bray Wyatt or the New Day. Like I'm ready for the New Day to break up. I'm ready for. Oh, I'm not ready for Bray Wyatt to retire. He'll be wrestling for a while, but it's just not my cup of tea. Like I enjoyed it at the beginning. It was cool. It was different. Oh, cool, spooky, whatever. Trying to be like the Undertaker in his way. All right, it's interesting. I was actually enjoying his promos and listening every word. Now it's like, no thanks, sort of thing. And with the New Day, kind of their act too. It's getting old to me, and maybe it's time for them to break up. And Big E to go on to bigger and better things.
Stale like their pancakes. Yep.
Yeah, the stale pancakes Owens gave them. Moving right along, something that not a segment, but something that was announced. The rematch of Finn Balor versus Baron Corbin has been set for SummerSlam.
Oh yes.
What would happen? I don't want to be a slobber knocker.
You got all the catchphrases in there, buddy. That's good. That's good.
No, why not? That's what I do. But anyways, moving right along from there because I don't think we need to talk about that.
Pre-show or not? Pre-show or not? Pre-show.
Hey, I'm a fan of Baron, and I would like it to be a main show, but it'd probably be pre-show.
Yeah, it'll likely be a pre-show. Yeah. I mean, like, ooh, I can't wait to see those awesome like chin locks and headlocks. So
Unless Clackman, unless WWE decides to bring back something that we haven't seen, it feels like forever, and that's the demon character. And since they kind of care about that, they'll then put it on the main card in the middle of the show.
yeah, there's a better chance of Roman turning heel than getting a demon for that thing. The demon didn't show up at WrestleMania for the IC title. It's going to show up for Baron Corbin. You know what? WWE logic, it might happen.
Yeah, and WWE Logic would also say it would happen because he's facing an authority figure, Constable Baron Corbin. So
yeah, WWE logic, it might happen. But in reality, yeah, it shouldn't happen. I mean, Finn Balor could be fighting for the world title right now. His demon won't come out. But against Baron Corbin or like a Mojo Rawley, get him out there. You need it. Sell those toys. Oh my god. Yeah, like but like in Barclay and Brooklyn, like if Barclay sells out, they'll bring up the demon. If it doesn't sell out there, they don't deserve it and they're not gonna get the demon. That's what it is.
Or beyond the other WWE Logic, they'll announce it next week or during the week on their Twitter or other social media to then try to get those numbers up for SummerSlam tickets and then have it, promoted this and that, blah blah blah. That the demon is coming.
No! Oh, that is so WWE to do that. That's so WWE. Coming to the Barclays Center for the first time in 2018, the demon returns. Get your tickets now.
You don't want to miss it. No.
Stay tuned. Oh my god. Yeah, bump those numbers up. Oh my god. They would do that. They would absolutely do that. It should have been a surprise. No, fuck that. We need some tickets. But no, they don't have to do that. I don't think they will because I read a report that says it's not about asses and seats anymore. It's about eyeballs. That's why the reviews are longer. They want more eyeballs to attract more advertisers and sponsors. So therefore, butts and seats don't matter as much as they used to. So I really don't think they're going to do that kind of stuff anymore. So like, if it doesn't sell out, then I wouldn't be surprised.
You know what else it's about, something that I've even noticed, and still being positive though about it, is that it seems like WWE, even in the booking of their shows and their matches and their pay-per-view events, is about the reactions of people, whether reactions actually shown on YouTube or otherwise, or about reactions of people in the crowd. That's why they always pan to that when, crazy stuff happens or surprises, like, oh my gosh, oh no, sort of thing, stuff like that. Like, it's in a reaction type of business now of instant reaction, with social media, people's reaction, YouTube, live videos, everybody that does that, blah, blah, blah. So I think as much as it's also, being different from what it was because not needing the buys from the paper, from the buying in a pay-per-view, now you have the WWE Network, $9.99, get the numbers there, but also with the getting the reactions. So with, how they book the match, how they do things, I think that's why, maybe to some, that's why the booking is bad in their eyes, because in WWE's logic and in their thinking, it's about what's going to get the biggest reaction or the most reaction. And that's why we're going to still have a one-on-one contest of Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. It's going to be the main event. And whether Roman wins the title, the Roman haters are going to be out in full force on Twitter and otherwise, or if Brock Lesnar wins, then I'm going to be speaking my mind that Sunday night with my review of, no, that shouldn't have happened. We don't need Brock to be the champion all the way to WrestleMania. So either way, they're going to get a big dose of reaction.
Here's a dose of reality for you. I'm currently looking at the SummerSlam tickets and how they're selling. It's very, very, very available. Very available.
That's very, very interesting.
Okay. You know how, you know what Pac-Man's face looks like, right?
Yes.
The part you can see of Pac-Man's face, that's what's available. His mouth area, the empty part there, that's what's full.
Wow. Wow.
I'm looking right at it. Yeah, looking right at it right there. Yeah, it's very colorful, very lit up there. Yeah. It's bad there.
How does the Barclays look for NXT Brooklyn?
NXT Brooklyn. Currently, like there's like a little package thing they have going on here. They have like NXT Takeover, SummerSlam, NXT Takeover, SummerSlam, Raw, and SmackDown, all inclusive in the tickets I see here. Let me see what the prices are.
Package deals, yeah.
Yeah, package deals are good.
That's what I was looking for last year for trying to make my first ever show. Like I've been a fan for a very long time, but never been to a wrestling show of any type. House show, Raw, SmackDown, pay-per-view event. So I was trying to make WrestleMania my first ever. So first WrestleMania and first show, but was in the cards last year.
Interesting. Let me see here. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, there's a thing going on here for like all the shows at the Barclays Center, and in order to get this, you need to buy 2 tickets of it, and it costs $1,000 each to get that kind of tickets. And there's only one of that type available left at about mid upper level per se, not the 200s, the nosebleeds, but the 100s, and then you got the floor underneath that one. So yeah, that's the only one available. So you get all 4 of the events happening for $1,000 each, and like at a decent location, level 107, row 4, not the front row, but row 4. I guess it's okay. $1,000 each, $1,000 for each one. Nah, for me, nah. But it's available. It's out there. So yeah, that's the only thing available. That's the only one available. There's no other. Yeah.
All right. Okay, back to what we talked about. So what we probably will be getting at SummerSlam, whether it's tag team match again with the Riot Squad, minus Liv just being there, in support. We haven't
Sasha and Bailey get a tag team partner to make it a 6-woman match. Who should it be?
I would say Ember Moon.
Okay, that's not too bad. Nia Jax will be another good choice, I think. They have connection. They have a connection in some way. NXT alums. Yeah. That's the only bet right there. Those 2. They're the only faces on the roster really that can.
If they do a 6-woman, that's who I would have. Ember Moon. Why not have her on the show?
She wasn't on the show this week, right?
Nope.
Okay. Nice little week off there.
And then we finally get into the main event: Ronda Rousey defeating Alicia Fox after this long, or what was supposed to be interview of Alicia Fox as one of Alexa Bliss. First coming out with Alexa Bliss's theme, Alicia Fox there with her, and Ronda Rousey destroying Fox in quick time, or not as quick as I thought it would be, but still quick time. I guess the match technically starting 2 minutes after past the 10 o'clock hour Central Time, of course. After that 10 o'clock hour, but Ronda getting the win. Alexa trying to attack. Ronda just hip tossing her. Alexa getting the heck out of there with the title, looking all scared and whatever. And that's how it ends. And Ronda says something, but whatever. And that's how it ends with those 2 there. And then Ronda and her friend Natty, they're celebrating the victory and hugging and all that other stuff. So what were your thoughts on the match, the segments, and otherwise in regards to the build-up to Ronda Rousey versus Alexa Bliss, Little Miss Bliss for SummerSlam?
Well, hopefully we both know that Alicia Fox did some rather unsavory comments toward Ronda Rousey's husband, and that's why she was put in the doghouse by the WWE. So I guess this is quote-unquote punishment for Alicia Fox having a match against Ronda Rousey in the main event of Raw. Boo-hoo, she's in the main event. One of those things.
Right.
So, yeah, of course, like in case you forgot on my stream there, I was kind of cringing at Alexa Bliss getting the star treatment when it's supposed to be Alicia Fox's moment. Alexa Bliss came out with her music, even though it wasn't her match. I was like, did they lose Alicia Fox's music or something? Why were they coming out to Alexa Bliss's music? So that was kind of cringe right there. And then, of course, like usual, Alexa Bliss hogs the microphone, gets all the talking about how much better she is there, and sucking up to Alicia Fox, yada, 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 same old stuff for a different week. And then, Ronda Rousey comes out there. She's had enough of this stuff. And then, the match happens after, well, the match itself there was something. It's not going to set the world on fire. I did not expect it to set the world on fire. Just a simple quote unquote message to Alexa Bliss. What's going to happen at SummerSlam. Nothing nothing special, nothing worth waiting 3 hours to see at all. Nothing, absolutely not there. On YouTube, on WWE's YouTube channel, this clip will be about a minute, 120 tops.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna go. I was gonna predict a minute 20.
There's barely any highlights in that segment. The entire thing, in reality, the entire 10-minute segment was like about a minute worth of good stuff at the most.
Like I said, for me being on the positive side, I actually enjoyed with the Alexa Bliss taking over the mic, because that's her being her heelish self, riling up the fans and those watching live or those watching at home, comfort of their home or whatever, or being her true good heel self. So I actually enjoyed it and thought was all right. Maybe the whole music thing or whatever, but I didn't really think too hard on that one. But taking the mic, Ronda and all the other stuff that she was saying on the mic and just taking that time, though as we asked to take it away from Alicia, still was again doing and having its own purpose. So I thought it was fine, made sense, I enjoyed it, blah blah blah. And again, for me here on this side of the aisle of the conversation, thought that Alexa did her job pretty dang well. I wouldn't say perfect, but did it well.
But did she need more microphone time for us to know that she's a nasty, dirty heel?
No one really needs extra microphone time. But I think in that situation, in that case, again, Alexa get that simple, quick heat in doing something like that, I think did prove beneficial, at least in my eyes. So did she need it? No. But I think that was the point. I think that in the end, that was the point. Again, for me thinking that, WWE knows what they're doing, kind of thinking. And that logic in my head is like, WWE, backstage, before the segment, be like, oh, how are we going to book this? Oh, we'll have Alexa Bliss take the mic and speak more, and have her taking over Alicia Fox more, which will then get people riled up. And that's, again, to me, the point of it.
Yeah, so Alicia Fox gets beat, surprise, by Ronda Rousey with an arm bar, Kimura-looking thing. What did you think of the application of that move? How did it look? Did it look painful to you?
No, it did not look painful. I think that was more on Fox as much as it was on Rousey. I mean, seriously.
That was something of that segment. It was something. So Ronda Rousey gets in the microphone and she starts, saying how she's gonna break Alexa Bliss's arm or whatever, gonna beat her up there. SummerSlam, your ass is mine. One of those kind of promos.
Yeah.
And so the entire thing was built around that segment.
Hey,
we get that, but really 3 hours worth for that?
Yeah. No, I was just saying I have a hot spot question for you.
It wasn't exactly Omega Okada, if you know what I mean.
Oh no, yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you're getting at, but here's my question to you, actually, having to do with both the women's champions, Alexa Bliss and Carmella, who I am, and Kyra knows this too. Big fans of, and we've been arguing about this. Blah blah blah. Does Carmella deserve to be the champion? All this stuff, and I think she does. Point being is, I actually see both of them leaving Brooklyn, New York, leaving SummerSlam, still Raw and SmackDown Live women's champions for different reasons and different ways of winning the matches, but still both of them escaping being champion. What are your thoughts on that? Who do you think is more likely to drop the title at SummerSlam?
For the women, right? For the women?
Yep.
I would say that Ronda Rousey gets it.
Okay.
Yeah, the reason is because Ronda Rousey, crowning her in Brooklyn, would be a good thing for the crowd because they're gonna really piss off the crowd later on for having Roman win. So I think Ronda might get in there. We'll talk more about that in the prediction thing, hopefully, on Thursday or whatever. So so I think Ronda might get it. At the least, I predict another screwy finish. So either Ronda gets the title, or she gets screwed out of it some way, somehow. Like her foot's on the rope, and then the ref counts to 3, or Alexa Bliss's foot on the ropes, ref counts to 3, or some sort of interference with Mickie James. We haven't seen in a while. Mickie James comes to some sort of screw finish there, or Ronda beats both of them, and then there's this whole thing about Ronda being the champion going into the Evolution pay-per-view. That could be a good thing.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, I know hearing rumors of having this 4 horsemen of WWE against the 4 horsewomen of MMA at that Evolution pay-per-view. Then again, I've also been hearing that for WrestleMania. So which one will it be? The first ever women's pay-per-view event, or at the biggest show of WWE that they have at WrestleMania? Either way, that match is going to be great and good. But which show are they gonna have it? And since obviously we don't know and they know, then how are they going to be booking the women's division, or specifically those superstars, heading into Evolution, heading into then the long road to the WrestleMania in 2019 of April? So I certainly do think, especially on the SmackDown Live side, Carmella's been that title. I even heard of Asuka being added to the match, making a fatal 4-way. Asuka tapping out all three of them, and then so all three of her challengers making her tap out to get their shots or get their spots and slots or whatever, and to face her. And then at SummerSlam, by hook or by crook, in her heelish ways, yes, Kyron, I said it again, heelish ways, to get the win.
Mm-hmm.
Carmella surviving and leaving Mella is Money and SmackDown Live Women's Champion.
Yeah, I agree that Carmella will win somehow, some way. Maybe Ellsworth will come back. You never know. So that could be a good scapegoat. Like he was fired, and then he wheels his way back into the building, helps out Carmella. Yeah, one of those things there. But I wonder, like when Ellsworth got fired, I wonder why Shane McMahon didn't come by next week there and approve the firing, because he's the one who says the positives and negatives about who goes and who stays there. He's the final word. But Shane hasn't been around ever since Paige took over. The second we got the Paige was there, he was never there again. On vacation, I don't know what Shane's doing. But it should be Carmella winning over both of them, because it looks like there's no way she can win. So yeah, same thing with Asuka and Carmella. And it's another thing for her to brag about. I beat them both at the same time.
Like Jericho still does with beating The Rock and Austin the same night.
Oh, yeah.
The first ever WWE Undisputed Champion.
You can picture her saying that. I beat Becky. I beat Charlotte at the same time. I'm so awesome. Yeah, one of those.
Yeah. I mean, and then, how both Alexa Bliss and Carmella cut those promos where they're to think they could go, you think they're, it's a face kind of promo, and then you're just waiting for them to turn it like Carmella did this past week. Turn a heel. I do say Alexa does it better, but both of them, at least in that regard, in a promo, do it pretty dang well. Anyways, that should really do it for obviously Raw talk. Talking Monday Night Raw, though, I do want to throw it to my guests if there's anything in general you wish to bring to the table here late night. You're welcome to. If not, then we can close the book on the episode.
Yeah, tonight was a, I guess, lackluster show when it comes to Raw overall there, because KO's segment didn't exactly go anywhere really, which is more the same stuff there. He did a good promo. By the way, we didn't speak about the Paul Heyman segment.
Oh, yeah, Paul Heyman segment. So, yeah, what'd you think of that?
What can you say except masterpiece? Not only was it done in the unique location with Renee Young there, being your serious self there, like Paul Heyman with the red bloodshot eyes there. He looked like he was in danger of his life there at every breath he took. It looked like Brock was going to come out of there and pounce on him if he said anything negative. I was like, this. It looked like pure fear. It looked like pure fear. That was a gold segment there. Probably like the best segment they did on Raw the entire year for a singular character like that one. Because Paul Heyman looked the part there. He acted the part there. Was completely delirious. And it made sense that Renee Young was there. And he was like, go ahead. Ask me a question. Ask me. Ask me. He was like, he went from like being scared to being defiant. I was like, this is what it's all about here, people. This is what it's all about right here. But yeah, Paul Heyman's a special case there because he knows how to do drama really well. But hardly anybody else on the roster does. But that's just my take on things. Like, I really love that segment to death there. There's nothing they can improve on. The lighting was good there. His facials were good there. Right segment, right people. There's nothing wrong with that segment. What did you think personally? Or did you think, like, it was okay?
I see. The only reason I brought it up like that, being like it was okay, whatever kind of segment, is because we know Paul Heyman is good on the mic. Okay, we already know that he is one of the best on the mic. That's why he is the mouthpiece for Brock Lesnar, because Brock Lesnar, is Brock Lesnar. But for here and specifically, I didn't think it was anything better than what he usually does because that is just how Paul Heyman is, right? For me, it's gotten to a point where it's so high of what you expect from him, at least for me, that nothing can really become extraordinary. Kind of like with people of LeBron James or football player like Aaron Rodgers, like you already have the high pedestal of them of thinking that nothing can really bring it up higher, but there's a lot that can bring it down, and you're thinking of. So for me, for Paul Heyman, nothing really was extraordinary, but it was very good, and I did enjoy it. I was, hanging on every word, and Renee Young was looking great too. So that too. But Paul Heyman and his side, an actual part of the promo, being scared, having that look and looking around like, hey, Brock here, sort of thing. I loved it. So it's not that I didn't like it. It's just
par for the course with Heyman. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, pretty much. Yes.
Yeah. But so, that's the, I guess, new way thinking of some people sometimes, because they know something's going to be good, they don't bother putting it on this pedestal. No, we should be celebrating the fact that it's still great. It's still done well. I mean, people digress. People get worse over time. Like Jinder Mahal will get worse over time. Miz, he gets better over time. But Paul Heyman, he stays the same, level of goodness that he is there. But he added a new layer to it: paranoia. A paranoia of his own client and fear of his own former friend. That's a new That's a new layer to him. So I wanted to see how he would act with that one. Yeah.
And then in turn, we're wondering, well, then what's going to happen in SummerSlam? Is this all just another big ruse, like what seemed like on Raw when Brock finally showed up, or will it actually lead to them splitting up and Roman winning the title and Heyman being with him? Maybe that's another way WWE's going to try to book it to. Not only going for Roman, but to get less booze, or however that's possible at the Barclays Center. But something like that. Like, which way is that going? And what happened tonight? Just keeping that turning, and it's certainly going to be interesting. And adding that another layer. You're talking about what's going to trying to make people watch and care about this match with Brock and Roman. I think what happened tonight with the Heyman segment at least helped, at least to me, maybe for others that maybe cared last or a Roman hater, to make it more interesting and intriguing. Like, which way is this going to go between Lesnar and Heyman? Which, yes, I know that's less on the match than actual other things, but it's still going to get people, hopefully, maybe, I don't know, but get people to care, get people to watch, and get people to be at least a little bit more invested in that match.
And that's what it's all about there. Having them emotionally invested to get their money. Exactly. We all know that.
Money there, so... But if that's all, then I thank you for being in here, and hopefully we'll have you again. Tentatively, we'll see. I'll have you for the SummerSlam prediction show on that Thursday, the Thursday before the pay-per-view, of course. During that week, Raunchy Mikey, Mark Rambo, and Karen Chase to join. So I'll share their Twitters to everybody. Welcome to check out Mark Rambo on YouTube, MFLG Mark Rambo on YouTube. Search that. On Twitter at Mark is Rambo, and on Instagram, Live Like Ram. Kyron Chase, find him on Twitter at /Kyron. His YouTube channel simply is Kyron Chase. He talks Science the Hedgehog, My Little Pony, and WWE. So he talks about a plethora of things over there. And Raunchy Mikey, slowly trying to get his channel back. He's a busy son of a gun with work, but he does show up on the podcast for at least the prediction episodes. And when he does, he makes that thing count. When he does join the team and join his family here, his wrestling family, if we call it Team Rambo, our Team Rambo, Steve's Wrestling Rambo, Team Rambo hashtag. So those are the three co-hosts of mine. Welcome to check out everybody that's watching here live or archived. Welcome to check out all three of their YouTube channels. Sub them, ring that bell, ring the bell here. Ring the bell here on this very channel, Sports Talk Network, so when a video of mine goes live, and then when it also archives to the channel. I think everybody that did watch, especially if you're a first-time watcher, you did come over from Clackman's YouTube channel, welcome to let me know in the comment section below, right there, and welcome to like the video as well, if you care to. I'll hand it over to Clackman so he can promote himself, put himself over, and let people know where to find you on social media and on YouTube.
Yes, I'm on at Clackoff on Twitter, Clackman on YouTube, And yeah, I basically do videos, I'll highlight videos, I'll put videos out there from other organizations out there, NJPW, Ring of Honor, Lucha Underground, Evolve, anything else I see out there. I'll put a clip of it out there. I'll do highlight packages of it there so you guys can know and feel what it's like outside the proverbial WWE bubble. It's a very beautiful, glorious place out there outside of Vince's shackles, per se. And there's great things out there. I saw yesterday a dance-off between Drew McIntyre, Leo Rush, Sami Callihan, and many other names that you would not think of in a dance-off at WrestleCon from last year there. My eyes popped open. I could not believe Drew McIntyre's moves. Sami Callihan can actually get down. He's pretty damn good. For a psychopath, he's actually pretty good in the ring. So I see a lot of cool, amazing things out there, and I'll record it, put on the channel there so you guys can enjoy yourself there. And of course, the proverbial video that I put up recently about Tama Tonga from NJPW Bullet Club attacking a fan in the audience who was getting a little bit too loud for the liking of himself there, and he literally put his hands around his throat. And that's something that you don't see very often, but I caught it, and it's on my channel to take a look at it. And I catch all kind of cool stuff out there. Take a look at it on my channel called Clackman. Thank you very much for having me on your show, and I look forward to being on here next time.
Yes, again, everybody going over there, subscribe to his channel, ring his bell over there so you know when his videos go posted, whether they're posted, generally uploaded, or when he does go live with live streams when he feels like it to do that. Again, welcome to follow me on Twitter. I have a new Twitter handle for those that noticed or cared. At @TheRambo_WWE. It used to be at WWE_podcast, but I decided to change it because why not? At @TheRambo_WWE. Welcome also, if you want, to follow me on my personal Twitter handle at Army_Strong_06. Again, that is Army_Strong_06 on Instagram and Snapchat at STVK_06. Also, you're welcome to check out the fan pages for Steve Wrestling Around on Facebook. So I hope you all have a great rest of your evening. Great day tomorrow. I will be back tomorrow night with my SmackDown Live review with me, myself, and I talk everything SmackDown Live. So I bid you all adieu. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your evening. And above all else, as always, take care.
Flag off. Later.